Let's talk about last week. Big win over Woodlawn. The good, the bad, the ugly.
The good, the bad, the ugly. I would have turned this thing on. What about now? We good? All right. Good, bad, the ugly. Good, obviously, anytime you get a win, that is good. And that's something that certainly very proud of our guys for bouncing back after the previous week to go get a win. So that was good. I thought we played well in all three phases. Cleaned up some things we had problems with the week before. So, I was happy. I was proud of the guys getting a win, staying on track, trying to chase a district championship. Not a whole bunch of bad to talk about. I felt like our defense gave up one score, and they felt like they should have had a shutout. If there is something bad, I guess you say that. I thought the offense maybe took the pedal off the foot off the pedal a little bit in the second half. I thought we could have scored some more points, but you come out of an opposing stadium with a 44-8 win, you'll take it, right? And start to set us up where we want to be this week with Central.
Well, and that's the first time we've been on the road since what?
Karen Crow, yeah, week 3.
So good experience there.
I'm going to tell you, and our football players will tell you this. I love road games, man. I just something about them. I think it gives everybody an opportunity just to lock in, singularly on one thing. Right? There's nothing else to worry about at home game with all the different things that go on. Thank God I don't have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff on Friday because I am able to take care of all of those things. But it's just something about getting on a bus and heading away and everybody's on the same page. I like it a lot. We talked about it all week about going to somebody else's place and playing. And we were able to do that. We played really well against Karen Crow. We played really well against Woodlawn. So I'm pleased and proud of our guys for that.
All right, Coach Brew, next 2 weeks, 2 Thursday games.
Yep, Thursday games.
So are you doing anything differently in terms of preparation for Thursday nights?
Yeah, that's a good question. Our preparation looks exactly the same as it always has. We just shift everything up a day. So instead of coming in this past Saturday with our guys, we brought it in on Sunday and we treated it like it was a normal Monday. And then on Monday is actually a Tuesday and Tuesday is actually a Wednesday. So tomorrow morning we'll actually come in for our 6 a.m. walkthrough and get our normal walkthrough the day before the game. So nothing's changed as far as that's concerned. I'm trying to keep the routine as similar as possible.
All right. Other things going on this week. JV last night.
Right. Interesting deal with the game being on Thursday. We had to kind of move some freshman and JV games around. So last night our freshman team hosted Central at the Corral. Got a good win there, 28-12. Our JV traveled to Central last night. Got a good win there. What was the final score? 33 nothing last night. So we got a shutout win there with our JV team. As we speak, what time is it? A little after. Oh yeah. So our 8th grade team started at 5:30 today. They're playing Central for a league championship tonight. So they're into their game right now. So it's full of Broncos and Wildcats this week. Pretty much every day during the week we got a big game going on with the 2 schools.
Well, and you wear 2 hats. Your athletic director hat. It's a big week for cross country, for swim team. Why don't you kind of talk to us about that?
The city meeting coming up with swimmers and cross country. He's got a couple of really big meets in a row. They cranked up the old regional meet coming up. So there's all kinds of things going on. Last night, upstairs in the field house, cross country seniors and their parents came in. Had a nice little get together, had a dinner up there last night, and just shared some quality time. Hanging out a little bit, fellowship, getting ready for the final run. No pun intended, for their season ending. So everything's going well right now, man. Everybody's rocking and rolling, getting ready for the conclusion of the season.
Coach Sherry Perry and the volleyball team announced the last regular season game.
Last home game tonight for the Lady Broncos and the volleyball gym, and then they'll start the playoffs next week, which we'll be in the playoffs. So good times right now at the scene, no doubt.
All right. So Coach Brew, we have a player of the week this week, Mr. Reed. And we have two coaches of the week. You want to talk about those guys a little bit?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, Tricoby Reeves is our Farm Bureau Player of the Week this week. He's an electric athlete for us. He does a lot of things for us as far as he's a punt return guy, he's a kick return guy, and he's a starting wide receiver for us. Last week against Woodlawn, he had 5 catches for 130 yards, 2 touchdowns, so had a great night. He's been a mainstay for us this year, and thankfully, he's underclassmen in Jesus, so we're excited about having him for the rest of this season, and of course next season as well. And he's coached his 2 position coaches, Coach Drew Nettles and Coach Chandler Whitfield. Those guys do a great job with our receiving corps. And they will both of those guys will be on the microphone at some point tonight.
You heard it, guys. You're on the mic tonight.
I know they're super excited about that. So, in Tricoby, you got to watch him now. He'll get a hold of the microphone. We'll never get him off this thing. So he's a big talker. So I'm sure he's excited about that.
All right, folks, get your questions in tonight. We have prizes tonight. Miss Diane, what we got?
Oh, what we got, Miss Dave?
Hats, visors, and walk-on gift cards. We will be doing drawings. Woo! But before we do our first drawing, because we got to build this up, Coach Brew, let's go through the district.
Okay.
All right. So we have Zachary B. Woodlawn.
Yeah, Zachary B. Woodlawn. Who else played last week?
Catholic Scotlandville.
Catholic and Scotlandville. That was that got pretty ugly pretty quick. I think it was 49-0 at halftime. So Catholic put it on those guys pretty good. And then Central put it on Liberty pretty good last week as well. I don't know what the final score was. 49-12, something like that, I think. Really three blowout games in the district this week. Hopefully, you can start seeing some craziness as the district race is getting awfully heated now. It comes down the last couple of weeks. We'll be with Central and I guess that's Woodlawn and Catholic this week. Is that right?
I think so.
We're in a great situation right now. All you can hope for, all you can ask for, is to control your own destiny as the season goes on. One of the goals our guys had at the beginning of the year was try to win a district championship, and they can still absolutely do that. Right? It's going to take getting this one taken care of this week, getting a win, and then it'll take getting a win in week 10. If you do those 2 things, you are a district champion. So that's something we've been talking about for a while, and if there's a championship to win, the Z certainly wants to win it, and that's what we're concentrating on right now.
Coach, around the state,
right?
Alexandria.
Wow. Yeah. Woo. What a big game. Alexandria and Ruston in Ruston's house. Alexandria put it on pretty good. I don't remember what the final score was, but it was a multiple score win. And I'm telling you, Ash does a great job, man. Thomas Bachman, the head coach up there, has really got that thing rolling. That's the second year in a row they beat Ruston. They beat West Monroe a year ago. They ran the district a year ago. They beat everybody in the district. So, they're doing a really good job, and that 2-5A district up there is super strong now. You're talking about the likes of Washington and Ruston and West Monroe and Neville and Ash. Pineville is in that district now. They get after it pretty good.
Well, it looks like Neville and Washington had a bit of a dogfight as well.
They did. You know, Washington went for 2 with no time left. And didn't convert, and Neville beat them by a point. Yeah, so really good football games going on up north. They've been going. That's been happening week after week up there for the previous few weeks.
Anybody else stick out, Brew? I saw Carrico, but they hung 60 on somebody.
Yeah, they beat Sulphur. They scored 60. You know, their first 3 games of the season, right? They beat St. Thomas More, who is perennial power. They lost by 1 point to Lafayette Christian, who lost 6. And then they lost to us in week 3. Since then, they've scored over 50 3 times and 60 as well. So Aaron Crow, they're rolling. They're doing pretty good right now. And I love it. Keep winning, man. Keep racking up those power points, man. Keep winning those games. I like it.
Get a key. They were down, they took the lead.
Yeah, Canadiana beat Southside 14-10.
And then Blackman continues to win.
Yeah.
So that's good for us.
I love it. Yeah.
Any more on Opelousas? Have you heard that around?
No. I'll tell you what they did. Killed it. They lost to Macker Central, 5A Macker Central by 1 point. Yeah, that was a nice power point to have there. But then they turned around and beat Livonia. And they got beat by Cecilia last week, so we need them to win a couple of games.
All right, well, get your questions in, because we still need 2 or 3 more before we do a drawing. At the end of the break, we're going to see our Farm Bureau play the week.
All right.
We're back with our Farm Bureau Player of the Week. Looks like Kobe Reeves. 5 catches, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's Buddy Young Jr. Alright, I love it. I love doing this. What's your GPA? I don't think everybody heard you. Get close to the mic. 3.5. That's a 3.5 GPA. Man, it seems like every week we got a bunch of Rhodes Scholars playing football like that. I love it. Alright. You have any guests out in the audience you want to recognize?
Yes, sir. My mom, Michelle Snow, and my stepdad, Mr. Ralph Snow.
I see some of your teammates you're a junior, you probably ought to call them out too.
We got Tyler Franklin, we got Chandler Stone, Tyson Kimball, Tavion Richards, Trey Dillon, Cole Fudge, Brady White, Jay Brown.
Alright, very good, very good. So, you are a junior with a pretty good receiver group. Talk to me about that receiver group.
You know, in the receiver group this year is only one senior. So with him leaving, somebody has to step up and be that leader and bring the energy into the group. We have a solid young group coming in. Some of us are going to be returning starters next year. Also the ability for everybody to play out of their position. I can go in one place at one spot, and then Christian could come in and be in that spot for a couple plays. I get a breather, and not just us two. There's a few of us. Skylar Whitfield, just being multi-talented group who can do more than one thing. It really keeps other programs on the heels about what we're going to do.
Alright, and leading that group, we got Coach Meadows and Coach Whitfield. Who do you want to talk about first?
The young guy can get it first.
Coach Whitfield, go ahead.
It's still kind of weird to be having a coach that's under the age of 30. But since he came, to start coaching us, you can see a major improvement in the receiver group. He has brought us closer, and we're able to talk about him for certain things just because, we don't want to get chewed out by Coach Mills. So usually we'll go to Coach Whitfield about some things. He'll be able to tell us. Now sometimes he'll get on us, but he's more of a chill, laid back coach. But he kind of brought the receiver group together more, being younger, bringing new ideas, talking to Coach Nettles, having Coach Nettles be able to open his mind and things like that.
You know he's a legend, don't you?
Oh yes, I know.
You know he's got 2 state championships, right? And has he told you he's got 2 state championships?
He's been to.
Did he tell you he won 3 Super Bowls?
No, sir.
3. All right, Coach Nettles. Now, Coach Nettles, unfortunately, he was in Denham Springs, but he's the Denham Springs legend. Tell me about Coach Nettles.
Coach Nettles has been talking to me since freshman year, so maybe right at the end of freshman year before I became a sophomore. Just keeping up with me, grades, and things like that. He knows what he's talking about, obviously. He can really puts emphasis on a lot of things. Fundamentals, definitely fundamentals. But the emphasis he puts on things kind of helps us better understand what he's trying to say. Like I said, Coach Witt is the more laid back coach. So, Coach Nettles is the one who's gonna, dig you out with things like that. You're supposed to be on the field and you're not. You're gonna hear it. You might not play for the next series or 2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can tell that he, not even just him, but Coach Whitfield as well, they love their athletes. And you can tell how much time they put into, off the field, texting us, checking in on us, things like that. So without them, the receiver group wouldn't be where it is right now.
All right, I got a question you weren't ready for, but I got to ask it anyways. Recently, you started doing punt kickoff returns. Is that Coach Crowder? Coach Crowder said, hey man, come on back here. How did that come about that you became more of a feature in special teams?
Well, before we played our scrimmage or whatever, I had initially personal management at practice. So that kind of sidelined from everything, including special teams.
So you were going to be there at the start of the season?
Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
So obviously they put Kyler Jones back there, there. So Coach Crowder was like, why are you not on the special team? Which I know I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? I said, yes, sir. Well, I'm going to fight for you in our coach meeting, and we're going to see. And sure enough, he ended up giving me back both of those.
All right, you did well for that one. I didn't tell you that one was coming. So you're a junior. Your mom wants to know what your athletic goals are. You're a pup, man. You got another year. So talk to me about the future.
Well, starting, kind of closer in the future than later in the future. Definitely want to get to playoffs. Definitely want to win the state championship. Taking it one day at a time. As far as college goes, I still want to continue to play football in college, track.
So you're on track?
Yes, sir.
You know what it means?
100, 200, 400, and 400.
Impressive.
Yeah.
All right. What so far has been your favorite moment at Zachary?
Actually, it happened earlier this year. At that point, Coach Langua and they were cross-training me to play receiver and running back. So it was a long practice. I was gassed after the practice. So I'm walking up the field, and Coach Brew calls out to me. He said, "Hey, Reed." I said, "What's going on, Coach?" He was like, "You gonna be a running back?" I said, "Hey, I might." And he goes, "That's what I've been waiting to see. I want to see you take it."
So that's your favorite
That's
moment?
my favorite moment.
I love it. I love it. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Your Farm Bureau Player of the Week. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Before then, we're going to do our first drawing of the night. Pee-wee, grab something. Tell me what we're drawing for. Give me a prize, Pee-wee. Grayson Stovall. Grayson Stovall is our first winner of the night. When we come back, the Farm Bureau Coaches of the Week, Chandler Whitfield, from there. Back with our Farm Bureau Coaches of the Week. We're going to do a tag team. And Drew, come on. All right. Guys, you gotta get that mic real close to your mouth when I throw you the question.
Close.
All right, first we're gonna go to Drew Nettles. Coach Nettles, last week they went over Woodlawn. That should be a familiar team to you, huh?
Well, I know. I don't know. Trakobi said I'm the old coach, so I tell you, I'm the old guy. So, yeah, it's a memory from years ago. You know, 20 plus years, early 2000s. I was fortunate enough to be the head coach when we moved into that new school at that time. But Saturday Broncos was the win. That was the most important thing.
All right. So, Coach Nettles, how long have you been at Zachary now?
This is year 9.
Year 9. So you
32 total.
So you got 1, 2, 3. 3 state championships. That's a beautiful thing.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. 3.
All right, before we go to this guy, let's talk about Dakota a little bit. You talk about him, then let's talk about this guy.
Yeah, Trakobi obviously had a great week. And you can see the way he's practiced in the last few weeks. Our receiver core, the talented group, very deep but very young and experienced. Had some setbacks with injuries off and on. Trakobi got a hamstring early. And, they've grown week by week. And really over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the practice was better intent to improve. And Trakobi was starting to take on the leadership role there. Tremendous, talented kid. Always got a little nice smile on his face, happy. And loves to compete, loves to play ball. It's been fun watching him grow. And we go out there and make some plays. He made a few early in the year, and the opportunities came to get the other night. And it was really big for the team, and a great night to try to over there to go out there and make those plays.
All right, now, the guy here to your right, you coached him. Talk about the player, then talk about, mentoring him as a young assistant coach.
Obviously, very blessed that Coach Brew gave me an opportunity in 2017 to come on board here at Zachary and walked into a situation with some great kids, great coaching staff, and Chandler was a junior that year, and we could just see the way the guys prepared and played. They really enjoyed representing Zachary, and obviously learned more about him growing up here in the community, coming up through the youth football. He just had such an energy about him when he played, the way he practiced, and that's something he's helping our guys with to understand. Practice in a certain way will carry over to those Friday nights, because Chandler was probably one of the best guys I've ever seen. His practice effort and energy was as high on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as it would be on a Friday night. And it's been tremendous watching him play those 2 years, the plays that he made, and now transitioning into a on-the-field coach from his playing days. It's been a true pleasure, very mature for his age, doing outstanding in his first year coach.
All right, Coach Drew, you know it's coming, you've done this. Why is Zachary the greatest place you've ever coached in all those years you've been coaching?
He asks me that every time, I don't
You should know it.
Because I get to sit by Warren Brady at the radio show. That could be a plus. Now, obviously, Zachary is, I feel like walking in and being coached for a number of years, you see the emphasis they put on from top to bottom, the school, the community, the working relationship among the two places. I think the city works well with the school system. The school works well to have a high academic standard. The athletic department led by Coach Brew sets a high standard not only in the football football facility and across all of our sports. We build champions and building kids that can continue represent Zachary. And again, it's just overall view in the community and school. It's all pushing in one direction.
Anything else, Coach?
Good.
All right.
Coach Whitfield's very talkative and has a lot to say, but we'll continue on.
Pass it over to Coach Whitfield for a second.
That is not true. I'm very confident.
Coach Whitfield.
They're all watching, Chandler. I know you're with me. Everybody keep an eye out.
Coach Whitfield, how old were you when you first played for me at Junior Broncos?
I was 8 years old.
How many games did we lose in the 6 years that I coached you at Junior Broncos?
You can count on
And how many Super Bowls did we win when we were in junior Broncos?
3.
When you were in middle school, how many games did you lose?
9.
When you were in ninth grade, how many games did you lose?
9.
How many state championships have you won?
2. Back to back.
We got a little history.
Know that.
So what's it like coming back?
Oh, it's a blessing, you know. It's kind of a full circle moment. I can say that a lot of times. Probably heard me say it a couple times, but it's really a blessing, you know. Just kind of seeing the kids going through their progression and seeing how they're going through by day, just taking back the memory lane, you know. And I can kind of live through my past through them and kind of just take myself back and just be like, you know, like what were the things that I wanted at that time, I expected, you know, from myself and things that I regretted at the time. So I kind of use that and I kind of pull back into them with that. All the regrets that I wish I could have went, like could have did and everything. Like, I kind of push them, you know, for the kids that I used to be like, I don't really want it. So I want them to enjoy and kind of have the memories that I have. You know, I want them to cherish.
All right, and then you do a comparison. Your senior year, that receiving core, you, Chris, Simmons, who else? Buddy, Jay.
That's really it. That's all we had. That's all we're going to say.
All right. What Chris? You got 2 Chris. All right. So you got a group now, pretty good depth. All right, I gotta go. So I was doing the radio, we were doing the show, and I saw number 19 get out on the field. And I saw him throw the ball, and I saw him take off. And I wanted to be on the sidelines to see your face when Skylar caught that pass and took off. Was that a pretty proud moment?
It was. You know, he's coming into himself. You know, he's trying to take things day by day. But seeing that, you know, it didn't do nothing for me, but I think it did something for him too. But I was definitely proud, you know, especially seeing that number on the back. So, you know, it was very proud, big brother moment, you know.
Well, tell me about some more of your wide receivers. Who's our Farm Bureau Player of the Week?
We're going to start with the man of power right here. So since he went in on me, I'm going to go in on him. You know, big smile all day, every day. When he step on the field, just laugh and joke. You know, you hear him. You definitely hear him, you know, but these last 2 weeks, I can definitely say, I think Coach Mel said it too. You know, he didn't put up some great practice. You know, he started off with a bad hamstring. Now he bounced back, you know, even in the game, the 2 days that he came back, you know, he played that was a morning game, he was banged up and still pushed through. That Plankton game, you know, he had a great game. I don't even think he was still 100. So me and Coach Evans was in our head like, we can't wait till he can get to 100. Just to see the potential that he can have. You know, he had a touchdown against Kansas, you know, as a bad bullet, you know, he kind of showcased what he truly can do. And hopefully he can kind of like succeed and keep going off that game. I had to keep going. We got Christian Brooks. Brooks is a senior for us. You know, he's trying to lead by example. You know, to say he's a senior, you know, he's trying to lead by example for other guys. I think he's going to do job with it for the most part. We got Kenny. You know, Kenny's been new here to the program. He started to fit in like a hand in the glove. And, you know, he's making plays there. And I hope he continues to do that. His personality is still trying to figure him out. For the most part, he started to come along. So that's the best thing about it. He started moving into the group. You know, he started fitting. Tyler Brad is a funny guy. He's a real funny guy. He started stepping up a little bit for us too. You know, Dan Bradley been on the scene. You know, silent assassin. I call it over as well. Dan Bradley. Always allow me to do it. You know, we count on it. We got Bubba Jones, explosive, big play ability. You know,
And I think, you know, he can take it to the crib at any given time. And, you know, my brother, you know, he started coming around real quiet. Joe's the one he wants to be. When he started coming around, and then we got the Darius is the for sure handed. You know, the Marlon went around and he I call him for sure handed. You know, he just had a couple things in the woodline game. And I think he is one of the moves as well.
Okay. Pass the mic back to Drew. I got a question for Drew. And then I want you to answer it, champion. All right. When Coach Brew came to Zachary, one of the first things I noticed, we get this spread and the wide receivers perform. In your life, how do you instill in your wide receivers? It ain't all about catching. You got to come off the ball and you got to ball.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when I came in 2017, Mike Fuquay was here, we coached the wide receivers together. I think, you know, one of those things is just put emphasis on doing your job each play. Being able to teach the wide receivers that we can play 50, 60 snaps in a game and you're going to have 5 catches. You know, Trapp Kobe had a great night the other day. He had 5 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he played 40 plus snaps. So what are you going to do out there on the field while that's going on? I mean, the only way the running backs are going to get long touchdown runs, the receivers have to block. I mean, the linemen are going to do the tough, dirty work, and they're going to get you 10, 15 yards. But when you get outside of space, it's up to us on the outside to do our job. We were able to just preach that from the time when I got here in 17, but they were doing it prior. And it's a standard that Coach talks about as our team, but within our group. You know, these guys established it 2017 and 18. The championship team, the players buy in and doing what's necessary for the team. And it's just continued to grow and build. And, you know, those guys kind of buy into what they need to do, what's necessary for them to play.
All right, Chandler, you want to comment on doing the dirty work? Doing the blocking?
Yes, sir. I can just relate back to what you said with Coach Fuquay. You know, it's all about blocking for your brother. You know, you want to see them succeed. You don't want them to do the same. You know, I tell them all the time, we got to be perimeter pirates. Regardless of what about perimeter, no matter what. The perimeter, upfield, we got to cover them. You know, when you're blocking for somebody that you love, you know, you hit business. So, you know, you got to love your teammates. So if you love your teammates, that extra effort, you won't get the lead. So that's why I was always love your teammates, love your team. You know, because that's what it bound down to. So you won't give an extra effort to block, you know, especially for the brotherhood that's in the room. When we call the ball, it shouldn't be no stretching back there in his head. Like, I'm about to catch one, and I know my brother. You shouldn't have to go down to do that. So, like Coach Allen said, it's the attitude and mentality that you guys have. That you have to hold your own on anybody who's going to come.
All right, now I'm going to ask you 2 questions. You do the player questions since you played exactly. And then, well, I'm not going to ask you the question about exactly the way to place every coach because it's only place every coach. But before we ask you about your favorite moment exactly, you played wide receiver at ULM. You played at Southern. What was your greatest college moment?
My favorite college moment, I have to say, is the value class in this past year that happened, just because of the stuff that I went through my senior year, in the break at the beginning, with the back injury, fractured something in my spine that set me out for a couple of games. So, you know, I had to sit down and have time to reflect and, you know, just stay focused through that whole time. You know, and I came back, my first game coming back was like, so I felt like I just had to let everything go. You know, and I just went out there and I played through whatever that was going on. You know, just to keep pushing and stay focused on the task at hand. I ended up being blessed at the end. So, you know, that's for sure my favorite moment in my class.
All right, let's bring it on back. 2 state championships. 3 Super Bowls. Your greatest moment as Zachary.
My greatest moment ever. And of course, you know, you just said the last two championships and all, but this year, and I was telling my friends the other day, my favorite moment, believe it or not, is not the championship. They're good moments. But I got Brother Snow right here, who was on that team as well. So, he probably can remember. I remember we went to West Monroe in 2017, right? I remember in 2016, we ran out. Now, this is the year prior, this is my sophomore year. We run out, we all juiced up, right? So, we run out, and we like, dang, where is he at? We like, bro, what are you doing there? So we looking around, but they on the jumbotron and they walking, but we like, bro, where they walking from? Like, and it was kind of like an intimidation factor. We just like, so we watched these people walk all on the jumbotron onto the field and they run out. Not saying that we was beat in, but I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. Just get real. It was pretty cool. But junior year, fast forward next year. So we all jacked up because we was right back in the same spot where we just was at from last year. A year later, 365 days later. So it was a different type of energy in the locker room. I don't know what it was. So we sit there, we in the locker room, we ready, waiting for Coach Brew to come talk to us. He just sitting outside. We just like, okay. Like, hey, we shouldn't be going out by now, huh? He like, we go outside and ask my coach, wait. So, time keeps going. Bro, we going out, but we're like, wait. So, now that I'm older, I see exactly what he did. He eliminated that whole intimidation factor from us, that whole game, from seeing them. So he turned the tables, and he was like, okay, so he came back in the locker room. He gave us one of the GOAT pregame talks ever, right? So we all jacked up. We come running out the locker room. The band playing, our band is going crazy. So now, West Monroe is on their sideline, and they watching us come out. And they tell the whole energy, like, the whole energy to change, the whole dynamic change. And from jump, we kick the ball out, you can tell it was a whole different type of demeanor from us and everything. And that will forever be my favorite moment of that day because it was just
All right, I gotta tell my favorite Chandler Whitfield moment exactly real quick. The next year, West Monroe, again. And all week I heard Coach Brew say, oh man, they're good. Their defense, they're not giving up any points in the playoffs. I don't know if we're going to be able to move the ball. Okay. And that first catch. and it was like, it's on.
Yeah, it was on. I remember them holding talks before that. They were like, they ain't giving a point. So the first time I scored, I was running across the end zone, and I was telling them to be quiet. Because I remember everything that y'all said. Like, so hold on, that what y'all was saying. The Z is in town, and y'all was there.
All right. Coach Drew Dallas, Chandler Whitfield, your farm peer coaches in the league. Get your questions in. I'll do one more try, and then we're going to talk to Coach Brew. All right, we are back. Our last drawing winner. It says Michelle, right? Michelle. That's not even fair. Player of the week's Mama. Well, I tell you what. Player of the week's Mama's got a good question.
Yeah.
So,
I'll tell you what, we only have 13 minutes since Coach Whitfield said he hated talking on the microphone.
yeah, he's
I'm going, roll!
struggled. I love it.
Go ahead, fire that question on.
Okay. Being that after halftime, the players kind of slowed down, what kind of motivation has been implemented for Central this week? As if we needed some motivation.
Right. It actually was talked about, was discussed. I read a great quote from Nick Saban earlier in the week, and he said, if your level of play is different, up 12 points or down 12 points, then you're playing the game wrong. Right? And you go back and you think about what that actually means. Right? You should be playing with the same high level of intensity, whether you're winning a game by 12 points or you're losing a game by 12 points. And that really kind of hit home just because of the way we kind of took the foot off the pedal at halftime last week. I certainly want to see our guys play a complete game. I want to see our guys play for 48 minutes all the way through and not worry about what the score is, not worry about what the situation is, right? Worry about playing to what our standard is, play after play after play, no matter what the situation is. So it was a great question, and it was addressed this week, as a matter of fact.
Well, at halftime, if you recall, for the broadcast, you said we need to come out and put in a dagger.
Yeah.
First drive, the second half was a dagger.
Yeah. And that's because I may have been a coaching mistake on my part. I made a big deal at halftime about coming out and scoring a touchdown immediately and putting that dagger into Woodlawn, right? And we did that. Maybe I should have talked a little bit more about, hey, put that dagger in, and oh, by the way, keep playing after that. Right? They did exactly what I asked them to do right after halftime. We just didn't do a whole bunch of offensively after that.
All right. And Nielsen always has great questions. This is a good one. Can you talk about the experience you have on staff and being able to maintain the consistency in your coaching staff over the years? What's some key additions?
What's the last word?
I was going to say, maybe you've had some key additions.
Yeah, sure. Well, I think that any time that you're able to have stability on your staff, that's a monster, right? That's a really, really big part of it. In Zachary, year in and year out, we are going to have really good football players come through the program. Zachary itself produces those kinds of players as they come up through. But when you're able to keep some continuity there on your staff and keep a stable staff there, the kids really get used to what the structure is as far as the program is concerned, and they know the level of expectations year in and year out, and that's a really, really big part of everything. You know, the experience that we have on the staff, on the offensive side, Coach Langlois and I have been together for 12 years, 19 years we've been together as head coach and offensive coordinator. Coach Davis has been here as another line coach ever since I got here. I think he's one of the best O-line guys in the state of Louisiana. I really do. I think he's great. Kendall Cleveland in the running back spot. Again, he's been here all 12 years I've been here. Played running back at LSU. Great football coach there. And then of course, the two guys that you just got to hear from, Coach Nells and Coach Whitfield. You're talking about a guy with a ton of experience as a head coach, a coordinator, a position coach, an athletic director. So what Coach Nells brings to the table is a plethora of experience and information. And then give him the opportunity to groom Coach Whitfield as a new coach, as a new receiver coach. But I think Coach Whitfield steps into the program. Yeah, he's a first-year coach, but he came through our program. He knows the level of expectations that are there and how we want things done. So it's not like he's coming into a situation where he doesn't understand what's happening. He knows exactly what the expectations are all the time. And then we brought in Coach McNamara, Coach our H-backs, long-time football coach. He and I coached together before. So the experience level of the offensive side is huge, right? Some older guys there that are very much experienced. On the defensive side, with Coach Zito is the defensive coordinator. You know, he's been here now, I think 5 years, 6 years. So you know, he knows how I want things to go as far as the program is concerned, and he's surrounded by guys that really good football players and also are really good coaches. Coach Crowder with the defensive line, and Coach Thomas, coaching the outside linebackers. Coach Thomas and I have been together for 19 years as well. A long-time defensive coordinator here. Coach Hilton is an ex-head coach, our inside linebackers coach, ex-defensive coordinator. Coach Pell, who we picked up for on our safeties coach, is an ex-head coach. And Alan Email on that side of the ball, probably the least experienced. But you look at the programs that he has coached in already. He was a Catholic. He was a Walker under Chad Mahaffey. He was at Dutchtown under John Estrella. So I mean, like he's experienced and has been in some big programs before. So I think what goes with the experience level we have and the position coaches that we have certainly makes it a lot easier to run a program as far as I'm concerned as a head coach. But also it's great for our kids as well.
You know, we talked about you. He's not the first coach that played for you. Your ninth grade coach, Coach Q. I want to talk about Coach Q and your ninth grade coach.
Yeah, so Coach Q, our freshman coach, was a senior on my first team here. So to be able to have him in charge of our freshman group, it's really important because he got to see from the first day I stepped foot in this place what that mindset was going to be, what the philosophy was going to be as far as our program is concerned. And he's continued to run our freshman program in that way. On his staff, Ralph Walker is one of his assistant coaches now. Ralph played corner for us, is a 2-year starter for us. So we're slowly but surely bringing some of those guys back into the program to coach the program, but also they were a part of it. They played in it. They shared Friday nights together, and they understand what that's all about.
Staying on the subject of coaching. So Coach Brew, you were a head coach. I know you were an offensive coordinator previously. You coached the O-line previously. You ever coached the other positions?
I coached inside linebackers at. I was the head freshman coach at Catholic, and so when Jerry Gardell was still coaching the baseball team in the springtime at Catholic, I would go up to the varsity guys and I would coach the inside linebackers. You didn't know that, did you, Kemper? I coached the inside linebackers back in the day. But no, I've been, pretty much an offensive guy my whole career. But like you said, I'm a position coach, I'm a coordinator, and a head coach.
If you had to go back to being a position coach,
Yeah.
can't pick a line.
Can't pick a line.
What position would you want to coach?
Wow. That's a great question. Well, as much as we blitz, I mean, if we were on our current team, I probably put the linebacking core somewhere on the outside or inside, because those guys they're coming on every single play. They have a lot of fun out there. But I don't know. Maybe I would. You start talking about stop blocking out there with the receiving core. I might go take over the receiving core somewhere. We ain't allowed to catch the ball or run any routes. But we're going to lock on some corners and put them over the garbage cans on the sideline. You know what I mean? We have a good time doing that.
All right, Coach Brew, I got two of the same questions. I'm going to try to ask this the best way I can. How do you look in purple and gold?
Unbelievable. So, yeah, thankfully, top floor, thankfully someone, used the old AI and put me in the purple and gold. At 1:30 a.m. that night, my wife said, turn your phone off, for God's sake. It got a little crazy in the Brewerton household. Good Lord mercy. No thank you. No thank you. That's some craziness going on. We like red blue! Yeah, that's right.
And we like your red and blue.
That red blue there.
All right, Coach Brew, I'm going to ask you, it's not a question, I'm going to ask you to make a statement. I keep hearing that this is Diane's last year.
Right.
Can you just, I'm putting her on the spot, but how much does she mean to you in this program? Because I know she means a lot to you, a lot. People don't know all the things that she does in the background. Could you talk a little bit about this, Diane?
I think that, anytime that you are fortunate enough to be surrounded by great people, whatever your profession may be, I think anytime that you're fortunate enough to be surrounded by great people, it certainly helps out with whatever you're trying to accomplish on a daily basis. Diane is one of those kinds of people that was blessed by the man upstairs to do this. She makes everyone around her better, whether professionally or personally, spiritually, pick an adjective, right? She's all of those things. I'll give you an example. An hour and a half ago, I'm sitting in my office and Steve Schneider is in my office because the LHSA network is live covering our game this week on television. And I'm doing an interview with him and we're talking and Diane comes in my office for something and we conversed about whatever it was we needed to talk about and she walked out and he looked at me and he said, she's awfully special, isn't she? And I said, yes she is. She is. She's very, very special. I would not consider myself a micromanager, right? I feel like at Zachary we do a really good job of hiring great people and telling them to do their job or asking them to do their job. She epitomizes that on a daily basis. Every single day she's doing something to help someone else be better, right? And when you look at the way that our athletic department runs, the hopes and dreams that she and I have and share as far as our athletic department is concerned, we talk about them literally daily. Literally daily we talk about it. And, I laugh when someone says my secretary or my assistant or whatever. Right? I mean, like she's huge for what we do. And the good thing is that the majority of the people in Zachary, the majority of the people that have any contact with athletics in Zachary, they know that. Right? She tries to stay behind the scenes, but she's such a powerful force within our athletic department that everyone knows. Everyone knows that she gets it done at a high level, and it's super important to her that everything runs smoothly, but everything runs effectively, and everything runs at a really high level. That's what she wants, and that's what she's about. And I can't tell you how happy I am to have someone like that to work with on a daily basis and what she has done. For me personally and my family, I can never repay it. Diane, we love you. Thank you so much.
Let's not
first true fall weather football game we'll have. The 2015 staff and players coming back to the corral to honor the 10-year reunion of that first state championship game in 2015. We're excited about that. Obviously, you get a chance to host Central, a crosstown rival in our house. We're looking for a great crowd on both sides. I know both fan bases are super jacked up about it. I'm excited to be able to coach in a game like that. I'm excited for our kids to be able to have the experience to play in what kind of atmosphere they're going to play in on Thursday night. This is why you play 5A football. This is why you play at the Z for nights like this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate all the support as always. Awesome crowd in Woodlawn last week. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you Thursday night. Woodlawn.